I can't even believe that we did that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we back?
So yeah, we should be back.
Oh,
Congratulations to everyone in the pre-show who did win. And again, you have to reach out to us before the podcast
Before
started.
Saturday. And
Mhm.
I hope people enjoyed that story I just told, because I'm never telling it again.
Nor should you.
And
That's a once in a lifetime.
I'm going to ask that we edit it at a Saturday show.
Yeah, there's a lot of
We do want to get people on both forums, right? Our podcast, and then of course on YouTube at Back to the Future Podcast. So please subscribe to it so that you don't miss anything like that.
All right, looks like we're good now.
Exactly.
But Tim, why not kill the horse? Let's keep
just,
beating it.
That's fine. You got a notification for a Cam Rising 101 popping up on eBay, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're just going to start.
What
with that,
does it say?
Yeah, it said 3 notifications for Cam Rising 101.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
odd. So, guess we should just jump right into my week.
We
It's a
might
very
as well.
specific search term there.
So I've had a very unique week.
Yes, you have, Mr. Moneybags.
Good
hell.
Yeah, the week's been interesting. Ricky and I were talking about Cam Rising, University of Utah quarterback, 2-time Pac-12 title game winner,
Owner of Caleb Williams.
and owner and current father of Caleb Williams.
Father's
father.
much better term.
Yes. And I decided,
Daddy.
God, you know what? You know, it'd be fun. Like, what if I owned a 101 of Cam?
Yeah.
So
incredible.
I started searching, and there's a bunch of eBay that pop up as 101.
Oh, the PSA pop 1 of 1.
God,
I want
that.
to fly to those people's house and punch them in the face.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool joke. Like when I first got into breaking, it was like, eBay one, and now it's just dead. Like
The new best
really
term
very
is
good.
this is a pop 0.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever that is, too.
So then I thought to myself, what would be his best 101?
Yeah.
Tim, what do you think his best 101 would be?
I have no idea. I hate college football.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like
No. Think
What
about
would be
what
his
his best
101?
101. You're the only person who would go after these cards out of the three of us.
Yes.
He doesn't have many, so Leaf has made some college football products.
Don't say the other name.
NIL has as well.
Come on.
But there's only one other
Contenders
maker.
Draft?
What's
Panini?
No,
Oh.
he's just being an ass.
Fanatics?
People in the chat know.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called Bowman's First. You ever heard of that?
I was going to say Bowman, but Dad hates Bowman, so I wouldn't have picked him for going after Bowman.
I bought his Bowman Superfractor.
He did.
Get out of here.
He
I
did.
did.
Just like that.
I did.
No big deal. Hey, Ricky, do you own a Superfractor? Did you buy one this week?
No.
Did you even look for one?
I've been watching that Cam Rising 101 for about 6 months.
I sent you a picture of it. I'm like, dude. And you're like, I've been eyeing this up. And you did say, and I appreciate this. You said it's too rich for my blood right now.
Yep.
And that to me was like, oh.
That was my way of saying, go ahead, big guy.
I appreciated that. It was the unspoken friend bond of cards that we have. And it had a best offer on there. So I threw out an offer a couple hundred below what the person was asking. And he countered.
Mm-hmm.
And I countered again this morning at about 7:45. The timeline will become important here in a moment.
Yeah.
You tracking, Ricky? You good?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And it got accepted about 2 hours later.
That's
Yeah.
it, huh?
So I've got a
9:45.
Cam Rising Superfractor coming.
And it's
It's a damn looking card.
It's such a good card. It has the statistics of his best game in 2022, I believe. I looked it up. It was against Oregon State. We dominated. And the photo of him is the sideways. It kind of has a side angle.
Yeah.
So you can see his helmet where they had honored the 2 number 22s that had passed away for Utah, which is a big deal here in Utah.
It's a big deal.
Okay.
And means a lot to Utah fans. They honor these 2 players every single game between the 3rd and 4th quarter with what they call a moment of loudness.
Yeah.
It gives you goosebumps every single time. The lights drop. They have a really touching kind of promo video. Everyone turns on their flashlights on their phone. It's magical.
It was so big that when my grandma passed away at the end of 22, one of her best friends at the senior center where they held the celebration of life is a big University of Utah fan. And so they did that at my grandma's.
Oh, that's
Very
so
cool.
cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So for Utah fans, I can't, Cam Rising is the most important player we've ever had at this moment.
that card needed to be in one of our hands.
It did.
And so we'll just set it up right here. We'll change this up a little bit.
I'm gonna love looking at that bad boy.
Now the timeline of this.
Yeah.
So earlier this week, I finally get notification that my time to be able to buy season tickets to the Utah Hockey Club has finally come around.
Like 2 hours later.
Okay, I know where this is going now.
So my time frame is supposed to be between 8 and 10 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is I have patients starting at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I can't answer a phone call, when I'm in with the patient. Like, and I had, of course, 2 new patients back to back. So like you get half an hour to get all that history, right? So you're just peppering them with questions. So I emailed my rep yesterday morning. I'm like, dude, can you call me at 8:30? Like, this is the only time that I can make this happen. And I don't hear anything back from him. And this morning I get up, I check my email, still nothing. Well, I'm like, well, sweet. I saved a couple grand.
So you thought.
So I thought. So that's when I fired off that offer, the counter offer. Well, sure as shit, that guy calls me back 45 minutes later and he's like, hey, let's talk season tickets.
How bad did your butthole pucker?
Pretty pucked. Yeah, pretty hockey pucked. Huh? You guys see what I did there? And so I'm now proud owner of half season tickets to Utah Hockey Club next year.
And whereabouts?
Center ice.
Nice.
In my pants.
And at the recommendation, actually, of Boston Steve, center ice upper bowl, row 13, which was like the second to bottom row of that price range.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy about that. So that's a good thing.
And split it with another colleague?
Yes. So that helped the cost a lot. So one of the guys at my work, I kind of roped him into it last night. I'm like, dude, do you want to buy hockey season tickets? He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Brilliant move.
Yeah.
And I won't disclose the numbers, but I'll tell you, I was shocked at how reasonable a price Chad is paying compared to what we were expecting.
Oh, I don't care on price. I still think they're expensive. They're like
are.
$90 a game. I think I paid $1,900 for one seat for the upper bowl for half of the season.
That sounds cheap. I've done worse in a week. So.
I thought it was expensive, man. So to put it in a little bit of perspective, and I know this is not apples to apples, the year that you and I had season tickets to the Jazz.
Yeah.
So think about that. Right after Stockton Malone left, those seats were $200 for the full season.
That's true.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They were up.
Now, granted, this was almost 20 years ago.
Sure, but
that just tells you. I mean, the Jazz knew they were in trouble.
Ago,
it's one of the few times that they actually lowered their price to a reasonable amount.
Yeah. People are asking if the Cam Rising is autographed. It is not.
Yet.
Superfactor. Not yet, but I think we should do it.
Yes.
In person?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be a quest.
Yeah. Oh, we can make it happen.
We have connections.
Yeah. Yes, we do. And by we, I mean Ricky does.
But we might know some people high up in the Crimson Club.
Yeah.
The boosters.
Yeah.
I think we can arrange something.
So that was my morning.
Quite the morning.
Yeah.
And I just pictured when Chad. So I knew a little bit because Chad and I had talked about this card. And then when he mentioned, hey, he didn't tell Tim or I what the card was. He just sent us, you've purchased something on eBay.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to pick up on us so damn fast.
Immediately
you knew it.
Immediately.
And I felt bad when you knew immediately.
No.
Because it made me think that you really were watching that card pretty close.
No.
I hope I'm wrong.
I really wasn't.
Okay,
no,
good.
we had talked about it so recently that I just hopped on and I was like, I can check this in 1 second. In looking at what my saved cards were,
sure,
and was able to verify it quickly. But
could have been a Mickey, could have been something else.
Yeah. Gambling advice, lessons on Utah, and the occasional look into the hobby from some guys that know their amusement parks well. This is it.
What?
Tracking the thought process of an episode is my favorite part, but I find myself laughing at and with them throughout the episodes. Their fandom of wrestling and Danny Ainge is a little strange. Downloading
That was season 3. Yeah.
but downloading and mostly listening is a priority Saturday morning. That is a very kind review. That's someone who gets the show.
Yes.
Spot on for season 3, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Pegged it. In fact, when we all sat down and said, "What's season 3 going to be about?" We've done it all. We've conquered everything in the hobby.
The little day, though.
Yeah,
And that's literally what we wanted people to think.
That's it. Well, I appreciate you reading that. We are on the YouTube. This week has been a bit of a disaster on the YouTube, but other weeks have been great.
Yeah.
If you have
It's always
not done so, please go over there and subscribe, turn on notifications. Most of the time, we're going to be going live with this podcast Thursday nights, roughly 7:45 Mountain, 9:45 Eastern.
Mhm.
And you can join us and join in the chat. And I am getting a couple of comments here. People are holding back for the most part on my lack of technical skills to be able to support this YouTube channel today. So I appreciate it.
That's because Chad's the favorite. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh, of
the
course.
fans never turn
He's
on
the golden
Chad.
boy.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. Well, I'm going to give you guys a secret. Do you have some like intense music or something that we
do.
can drum this up? I'm going to let you guys in all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
Here's how you
All right,
do
let's
it.
hear it.
Here's how you do it. You simply,
Better.
there's just one rule you follow. You don't be an asshole.
Well, I'm out. Tim?
I was out in season 1.
I've got a pen and a pad of paper if you guys want to write this down.
Hold on. Let's see. Don't be.
That's such a great subreddit on Reddit is Am I the Asshole?
Oh,
A-I-T-H,
Sarah loves
yeah.
it. She sends me like one a week.
Yeah.
And it's like 45-minute read all the way down to the bottom.
great.
But
My
it
legs
is
will
pretty
go
good.
numb sometimes in the morning. It's just like, I need to feel a little better about myself. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there's plenty of assholes out there.
Yeah, it's very true. We do still, I think, have Zion Case promo code. I have not tested this lately, but if you need a Zion Case for your upcoming card show, go check it out. Promo code PACK for 10% off your order. Basketball Card Fanatic, if you're interested in getting a basketball quality magazine delivered to your front door, well, go check them out.
Really?
BCF Mag.
And I know it's
.com.
basketball focused, but it's the only hobby mag I'm aware of that's worth a pickup. Like, I'm not aware of that many that are out there, but this is the one that I would say you need.
Yeah, if you want to go scroll through, you can find every single past cover on the website. You can also find the key highlights. If you're looking for one particular interview, Adam always tries to get the biggest names in the hobby for the interview, and you want to see what they have to say. You can go in there, Control F, search through them, and they're all there. I know because I've spent hours going and putting them in there. And so go check it out at bcfmag.com.
Yeah, and they've taken the graphics to another level. I mean, they started excellent to begin with, and they're just climbing and climbing.
And it's all Black Griffin cards. The dude is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
How many more issues until your Cam Rising 101 ends up on the cover?
Probably a lot, given it is basketball.
Basketball.
Maybe he switches sports. I've seen the cover for this month. Tim, you are going to love the cover for this month. I will tease that.
How many more magazines till your Danny Ainge is on the cover?
I do have some.
That would make an interesting article.
Some editing. I do have control over some of the editing. I change it right before it gets shipped out. It's the shrine of Danny Ainge. The pin right in his eye.
Goodness.
Hey, I do have one other request of our amazing listeners in relation to the YouTube. I noticed I've started going on the live stream, and what's cool about it is if you miss the live stream, you can still go find the show. It's up there very shortly after we finish recording, and you can actually follow along with all the comments as they're being made in real time, or not real time, but real time as it was recorded.
That's such an excellent point to bring up, because I run into that problem with the ghost hunts. We will live stream them, and then afterwards, if people ask me, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I missed it." I'm like, "Oh no, like you can still go watch it. It's just under the live part."
Exactly, and you just keep going under the live tab. It'll say have them all saved, so you can catch up on all the old episodes. See me in my sexy T-shirt from last week, which, by the way, did you see? I'm getting requests for not OnlyFans, but Cameo.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's awesome.
The French Napoleon said, "Hey, I'll pay you to do a cameo in that shirt."
I like it.
I told him you couldn't afford me. But in relation to the YouTube, if you are checking us out on YouTube Live or going in and watching the video after the fact, while you're watching, there's a real small little thumbs up sign you can click on. Just click on it. It will help us grow. It'll help us reach more audiences and keep this mighty ship afloat.
I like it.
That's my last request. Professor Props, you want to weigh in on how your betting's going?
And some releases, maybe.
Instant releases.
Follow it up with some releases, please.
Yeah, maybe I'll put some of this week's luck towards another green T-shirt. Maybe, I don't know.
All right.
Thank you, Boston Celtics, for starting my week off right. And then, yeah, screw you, Kyle, for saying I've never hit a parlay.
I do think that we did ask on last week's episode,
Well,
and the answer was no to every one of them.
yeah, it was a little rough.
Tim is
No.
on cloud 9 right
But,
now. Look
yeah.
how happy he is.
No,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, cutting it down from 10 legs to 5 legs made it far more likely I was going to pick the right games. Imagine that.
Ricky, you should have recommended that to him a long time ago.
I
don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, if you,
You're a bad friend.
I am. I'm going to apologize to you publicly for that, Tim.
Jeez.
You know how
Worthless.
Tim's a happy boy?
No.
Look how quickly he demolished that
Crushed
cheesecake.
it. No.
I do this when I'm
It
depressed.
wasn't a
dude.
cheesecake.
What was it?
It was Boston Steve's cream pie.
Cream
Show that
slice.
up to the camera.
Mm. I don't know about this cream pie bullshit, but
Yeah.
From Boston Steve.
by the way, this tasted nothing like a Boston cream, and it was not a slice of anything Boston or cream. It was
Didn't-
just whipped cream.
It didn't stop you.
No, it didn't, because my sweet tooth is incorrigible. So
And if you are on the YouTube, I'm just realizing, I think we did have the right angle. You could actually watch Tim eat that in about 3 bites.
Yeah, he really did. It's gone.
We might need to look into getting you on that Netflix Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut competition.
no,
Oh my
I
God.
would lose in a heartbeat.
You can
I
eat-
don't know if it was desserts.
If you ate Boston cream
maybe.
pies.
Yeah. Oh. They'd have to be real Boston cream pies. I don't know what this was this week, but thank you, Chad. I do appreciate it. My day goes better when
Where's
I
the
show up.
bleep?
Yeah.
Just have it ready. I'll just go hit it. Sure thing,
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yep.
I've
You
never.
want some? I mean, yeah.
I'm worried about you, Tim. I've never seen someone eat something so fast and then be so critical of it.
It was
Join us for next week's episode where Tim does the same thing.
Where let's see how fast we can. We need to start timing. We need.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna start betting
Oh,
$1
yeah.
over under on how quickly.
We should have like a
finishes this.
running, like electric timer up right behind my head.
Yes,
Mm.
because we're gonna find the treat that he likes, and man, don't blink.
You'll know.
It's gonna be gone.
You'll know.
Timmy, do you have any new releases for us?
Yeah, I was looking at this week's schedule, and Panini Contenders basketball for 2023-24 is
Oh.
making its appearance finally.
Yeah, too bad it doesn't have Wemby, huh?
Yeah, big announcement. Do we have breaking news music here that we can tee up for Tim?
I swear to Christ, when I was looking through that checklist, that I did not see the San Antonio Spurs nor Wembanyama.
Wow.
But yeah, it's card 11 in the base set. That contains 160 cards, by the way.
It wasn't buried at 159.
Oh, come on!
he
they
got
should've
through
put it at
10.
number
He's
one.
like, meh.
That's
What?
exactly what happened.
What card do you think is number one in the base set? Numbered number one?
Zion?
No,
No.
Nikola Jokic.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway,
I liked when they
MVP of the league.
yeah, no, but that's not what you open Panini Contenders to go see. Is a base card of Nikola Jokic.
The guy who contends for a title each
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
at least it's not Luke,
I mean, he makes a good point.
greatest passer for a center of all
Yeah.
time, maybe.
well, if they brought back his autos for the NBA Inc. Subset of autos for vets, maybe maybe.
I liked
Fair.
it when cards. I don't know if it had to have been on purpose. You'll never convince me it wasn't. When Upper Deck would put Jordan at 23,
Yeah.
Magic Johnson at 32. I loved
fair.
that.
Yep.
That's where you got the Zion guess. It was a
Mhm.
terrible guess.
No, that was pretty good. Yeah. I don't know that it's worth opening though.
Why?
It's $400 a box ish.
Whoa.
And I'm not sure that there's anything worth chasing in there unless you really like Amon Thompson or Amon Thompson.
Damn you. Damn you.
I think we've proven Ricky does not.
I do not. I do not. I gave it away as we recapped last week at the card show and was informed right before we go live. See, Tim and Chad like to just drop information that will just destroy me right before we hit record. Oh, hey, Ricky, by the way, that kid sold that card for a good $35.
Yeah.
Great.
I believe that's evisceration is the technical term.
I think he even sold it before he left that night,
Oh,
is what he said.
I think it was within about 5 minutes, if I remember right.
So if I would have held on to it, I could have sold it to someone there and gotten cold hard cash.
Yeah, it's Nate Ingles, man.
Oh. My,
Think of how many Taco Bell meals we could have had.
he's my Aiden. That's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
That's 2 for 2 that he has taken me.
Mhm.
You took me to card court because I didn't give him a free card.
Yeah. I'm starting to think you're the smarter guy.
Yeah, I
here.
may have known a little something, huh?
I may need to learn a thing or two about a thing or two from you, dude.
Oh,
It's
man.
yeah, that's a tough one.
I hope to never meet my nemesis. Good grief.
I'm scared of who that might be.
There's a lot of songs that come to mind. A Taylor Swift song about looking in the mirror.
Yeah, Tim, you might be your own worst enemy so much.
It's Mitt.
Responsible Tim versus Junkie Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what shirt I'm wearing next week? During college tours, back when I was an engineering major desiree, prospecting engineering major.
Why don't you engineer me some ghost hunting equipment?
Yeah.
Went to the good old MIT and went through the little college store and was like, you know what'd be really cool is if I wore the shirt all the time because when I look in the mirror it says Tim.
Yes.
Not too many people can say that. So
That's
I have
right.
one of those t-shirts. A little pick me up first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of engineering, how's
Yeah.
that engineering of the pandas going?
Yeah, they're dead. So
Hey!
caught it on here. Yeah.
I mean,
I want that as a soundbite for next week. They're dead.
yeah. Okay, we can do that. Where are we at? The 27-minute mark.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
It only took me 4 years to come to this realization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's the rumor that happened with all the money?
Yeah. Where is the money?
Oh no! So the creator of the protocol that we were trying to ape to build the equivalent of a crypto credit union through, I think ran off with about $80 million from the protocol's treasury or funds, and bought himself a mansion or 3, and that wasn't a great look. Imagine that. So people weren't too happy about continuing
Oh.
to support that protocol. So.
You know, you
Yeah,
guys.
the guy's name is Chef.
You guys.
No, Chef. Don't you dirty
3
his name
years.
like that.
3 years from now, we'll have.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out Chef was the guy.
Well, I mean, he is in Colombia right now.
Pieces of him are.
Yeah.
You know, I told you guys when Tim admitted to us on the text that they were dead and told us that story. You guys didn't like it at the time. I said, at least there's a couple of bricks with your names on it as as donors.
Yeah. No, Chad didn't like that one. Yeah.
No, and I was distracted. I think Sarah had a couple of her friends over for ladies' night. And I got
Fair
distracted.
enough. Fair
And then I
enough.
woke up in the morning. I was like, yeah, damn it, all my money's gone.
Well, I failed to read just how much you put into it. I didn't realize it was that amount.
Well, that's why I've been so curious about him.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It's
I want my
supposed-
grand back.
It was supposed to be our retirement plan. So.
Yep, it was.
Go big or go home, though. I mean, I've spent $30,000 on worst, right?
So
Dude.
there's that.
Do go on.
Crickets. Yeah. No.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, so we got contenders.
Yeah, contenders. A lot of base cards. Rookie autos, I guess, if you're interested in rookie autos besides Wemby's. Or you just wait for Fanatics to release their 2023-24, basketball product 3 years later. I don't know. But
No vet autos?
oh, there's plenty of vet autos. I don't know that they're anybody that you're going to be excited about.
And people typically don't chase the vet autos out of contenders so
No,
much.
that's true.
They don't chase the image variations, of which you'll find some. Ticket stubs are cool, but again, if it's not like a super valuable player, who cares?
Yeah.
That was always one that I looked for Donovan Mitchell, was the contenders, the vertical, not the photo variation or the horizontal, but
Just
it's the one I never got.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess unless you're chasing the ticket stubs for the clear cuts or the supernatural inserts, if you pull up a picture of those, they're, I don't know quite what they were going for there, but
The timing of these products still to me is so bizarre. Like I haven't, Kyle, who's in the chat, could probably tell us better than what I'm about to say, but for me, it always seems like contenders should be one of the first products of the year, not the first, but one of them.
That would make sense because there's no like
not after the season's
memorabilia, there's
over.
no jersey patches, right?
Yeah.
Used to be a flagship product. I mean, I guess more and more for football, it still is, but basketball,
You know,
pass, hard pass.
I've never loved contenders. The ticket has started to grow on me in the last few years, but it was never a big must-have for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hobby world kind of considers it, well below, an NTRPA or even immaculate.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Oh well, Prism, Reigns, still.
Yep.
Anything else coming out?
There's some like soccer stuff, and I don't know, nothing super exciting.
I am huge into soccer right now.
What?
I'm trying to watch as much
Are you?
of
The Euros
and
for you.
the Copa because it's the World Cup cut in half.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's
You know?
fair.
So I've been using it to get on the treadmill. If they can run for 90 minutes, I can walk for 30.
Have you?
Wow.
I have.
Hell
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Well done.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
I like it.
But
you
yeah.
know, registration for the Run Disney Half Marathon for
Yes.
January 2025 was supposed to be this Tuesday.
Damn it.
I had 10 browsers open during clinic
Yeah.
and the website crashed. And so they haven't opened up registration yet. If you're thinking, they haven't announced it, it's going to be in the next couple of weeks.
will you text me as soon as you hear?
Yeah.
And I'll try and follow that really carefully.
I'm going to do it. Sarah's going to do it. My parents do it. And Brandy, my sister, does it.
Yeah, I love doing it. The two we did it 2 years with you, and 1 year with you, Tim.
Yeah.
And I
And
got suckered into that. Dude.
well, it was a great time. There, I think that there was a bit of stress before the race, heading in because there's so many people. And your first time, I was overwhelmed. I'm sure you were a little bit, Tim. I just remember though at the finish line, us all in our Avengers costumes, just hugging. We're so sweaty and tired, just hugging each other, snapping all the photos. That was a ton of fun.
It was.
Tim was less excited because Chad and I would take our running apparel, like running shorts and a running top, and then we would put stuff on it that would represent, like I had Captain America, you had the Hulk.
The Hulk, yeah.
Tim showed up in a costume that must have been used on Captain America. It must have been really bulletproof, Kevlar, and must have weighed about 100 pounds.
It was
No breathability.
It got a little sweaty, sweaty near those balls. Yeah, so. Kept me running though. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm glad I didn't go with like the full replica, like metal shield on my back. Yeah.
You thought about it.
I thought about it. There was like this little mini version that was like a shoulder strap, and I was like, I could have done it, but yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Don't go running in full cosplay. So
No, I've done that several times.
And you did that for the 10K.
yeah,
A little 5K.
Yeah.
I survived.
Those are pretty fun.
I'll never do another 10K.
That's
again.
also the race where the year prior, I was struggling in the 10K. My wife had to stop to take a photo with Thor, and I took off without her because I saw the bikes coming for me.
Yeah.
And this year with Tim, the one with Tim, was the year that I kept trying to encourage my wife. You can do it, and I'd get just nonstop mother.
You can't run with a partner.
No.
Sarah and I used to run together, and that's how it would always work out. She's like, no, like she wanted to stop. I'm like, oh, I'll stop with you. No, just go. And Oh, all right, we're gonna run some different races here.
Exactly. But those are fun memories. And then, of course, all my photos ended up. I knew where the cameras were, and I would warn her while she's mother effing me. The camera's coming up, and here I am in mid stride, looking like I could be on Runner's World. And you see Kyla behind me, and she looks like a Down syndrome, like just tongue out,
So
can
bad.
barely breathe. Yeah, it was not a good look for her.
No.
I've saved all those photos.
Naturally. Yeah.
Oh, what else we got today? Chad,
So yeah, we got some stuff, and let's pivot a little bit.
Cool.
And then we'll swing it back to Disney after we do that. So one thing upcoming, speaking of travel, I'm going to be at the Dallas Card Show here in a few weeks, at the beginning of July.
Yeah.
And I'm stoked for that. I'm going to be meeting up with a couple of buddies. I actually need to message them to see if they're okay with me putting their stuff out there and saying who I'm meeting up with. But if anyone else is going to be there and you want to go hang out, let me know. But I do
Awesome.
have a problem.
Yeah.
So ghost hunting's cut. I don't know if you guys know this. I enjoy ghost hunting. I've never talked about it on the show here
never.
or just in real life.
Like Ghostbusters?
Yeah, like Ghostbusters. So I found a place to investigate.
Uh-huh.
And I put a deposit down. It's a house that's about an hour away.
The deposit? Or
You're an asshole. See, that's why people don't like you too. I put a deposit down.
Yeah.
For a house that's about an hour away.
Yeah.
Now the issue is Sarah has always gone with me to the ghost hunts, but she's never like openly admitted that she believes in them. She kind of does, but like she just does her own thing and like plays on her phone, and I'm perfectly fine with that. That's completely okay.
She likes being around you. That's the important part.
We went out on a ghost hunt this past weekend, and we met up with some people who do a podcast, a ghostly podcast, and we were chatting with them, and they caught her kind of in a pickle where she admitted that, like, yeah, I think I believe in ghosts, and she doesn't want me to go ghost hunting on my own. In a city that is where there's no one else there that we know, in an unfamiliar place, and in a house.
Well, I didn't take that as like her believing in ghosts. It was more like her worrying about your well-being, being a solo dude.
I pinned her down on this.
Yeah?
She said it was both.
I'm worried about the
I
latter,
stand
for the
corrected.
record. I'm worried that there's going to be a kid playing a banjo on the front porch, and someone's going to yell at you to squeal.
Yeah. I know. So am I. So here's the dilemma.
Okay.
I could be out the $100 on the deposit. Fine. It's my own idiotic fault.
Yeah, it's one panda.
Or someone could come with me. So if there's any listeners in the Dallas area, before I start reaching out to my paranormal community, and guys, I am now a top contributor to Texas Paranormal on Facebook group.
Yeah.
Nice.
And on Tombstone Paranormal as well. I'm really leading the charge out here on Facebook groups.
Very nice.
But if there's anyone out there who's going to be at the Dallas Card Show and wants to go with me on Friday night, hit me up and we'll talk details.
That would be awesome.
So that's my call for help. All right, let's circle this back to Disney.
And if you hang out with Chad, chances are you're going to be featured on the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Follow
yeah,
him
you'll
on
be
YouTube,
featured on
for
this show, on Dr. Ghost Hunters. I've got all the gear that you could ever imagine.
So if you are a superstar in the making and think this is your shot,
Yeah. Don't be a murderer. Don't be a creeper. I have to have known you before. And let's do it.
or he can get to know you between now and Dallas. So
Yes.
reach out.
Fact. Speaking of the mouse,
Yes.
guys, about 10 days ago, remember that 1931 Will's cigarette, Mickey Mouse Walt Disney? Shipped it to SGC. It got there last Friday.
Yeah.
I did business. I think it was 1 to 2 day.
Yeah.
It arrived in my mailbox today. So fast. Should we see what we got?
Yeah.
Should we see the grade?
Sure.
You guys remember looking at the card. As I begin to open this, but will not reveal the grade immediately. Any thoughts on what the grade's going to be? I put it personally as a pretty wide range.
Yeah.
I'm going
From
to
like a 2.5 to a 6.
I mean, it wasn't off center, so you're not going to get any clarifiers. There wasn't anything on the surface, so I think you're good there.
Well, the surface was the tricky part, Tim, because
Yeah.
to me, the card almost looked more thin, like it was worn down than the other 1931 Will's cards that I have seen. And I don't know if that's factual.
Yeah.
I've only held a couple of them.
But,
So I don't know if I perceived it or not.
We'll see that happen with cars that have been kept in screw downs, right? Maybe it was kept in some kid's book just to safe keep.
Maybe.
But
So what's your
2
guess?
sounds right.
2?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
Richard?
7.
Oh my
wow,
god.
that's way too ambitious. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's pretty ambitious.
I'm putting the
man.
pressure on. What's your guess?
I would be thrilled with a 5.
5.
Okay.
That 5 would be amazing.
So we'll go with 5.
I mean, I was watching King of Collectibles this last week, and Mr. Golden himself tried really hard to get a. Am I missing something?
Yeah, Boston Steve's hilarious.
Yeah, he tried his best to pry an SGC 5.5 T206 Honus Wagner out of this guy's hands, and that was one of. No, I think that is the highest graded copy of it. So, I mean, similar. I only say that because tobacco cards are, very similar in size, condition, all of that.
Mm.
Your Mickey's not that old, but yeah, 2 or 3 sounds right.
Yeah, almost 100 years.
SGC is really leaning into that tuxedo, aren't they? With that, I thought that was a stupid Tim.
So it isn't a slab
verbiage.
No,
not Tim, but from the group, the DB groups you're in.
Any guesses here in the chat? You guys remember that Mickey Mouse?
Was it? I thought it was like nasty.
Okay, so you said 2,
yeah,
7.
I'm the pessimist.
I'll go with 5.
5.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's
4.
wrapped so nice.
Ready?
God, I need an SGC card.
2. 1.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Wow.
4. There you
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meh.
How are you not happy with a 4? How old is that card?
It is 90 plus years old.
Yeah.
That's so
So
cool.
it must have been. Remember how I thought that there was like a crease in the middle of the card? That must have been it.
Yeah.
The centering's pretty good. Those
Looks
edges
really
are
good
pretty
otherwise.
It's
Yeah,
a beautiful looking card.
it is.
So it's probably worth about what I paid for it in total.
All right.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So if you want
It's
to check
a-
that
it's
out,
a
I do think
PC.
it looks good in the SGC.
Oh,
the
it's
tobacco
fantastic.
card.
So good. And especially because this card is black and white. It matches, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The black and white old photo matches really well in this classic black and white case.
And it does.
So that's not
Oh.
bad.
The tux.
I'll probably use that with the PSA 6 that I have. Maybe try and upgrade to a PSA 7. I will have to pull up some prices and see if I can do that.
Oh, like as far as a bargaining chip?
Mhm.
I gotcha.
Yep. 2 cards for 1.
The good old little upgrade.
Well, and it looks so good. I would think that someone would actually be pretty happy to trade for that card.
Yeah.
So,
I think so. But
it's
I've got more.
Ooh.
of course
You know, and this just goes perfectly. I've just all week been picturing Chad diving into a Scrooge McDuck money vault.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, like, you guys forget, aside from my day job,
Mhm.
like, I still do this side hustle with my parents, and they buy auction pallets and
yeah.
everything that's on eBay. I
Haven't heard you talk about that in a while. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hardest
pretty cool.
working family I've ever met.
Yeah.
I submitted another lowball offer on eBay a few weeks ago and won and got the offer to go through. So this card just came in this week.
I see a Broncos
Good
helmet.
hell. Oh my God.
$200.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good deal.
That's a hell of a deal. Numbered to 10.
Wow.
Want to read off what we got there?
Yeah. Sorry. It's in audio form.
Very good. Yeah.
2012, totally certified. Gold signatures, Peyton Manning, BGS 9, 10 autograph.
I thought for a number to 10 autograph.
Yeah, numbered 1 of 10.
Yeah.
Well done.
By the way, how's that other Peyton Manning that you're
Elway.
Elway's
the other one.
that you're about to buy?
It's going to have to be on next week's show
Mhm.
because the guy did not get it in the mail yet.
Shocker.
Shocker.
I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you this guy is going to screw you. Just mark my words.
Oh, no. If this sale goes through, like, his face will be on the StreamYard, and he's in this Broncos chat thing that I started to create. So, like, I think that there are protections that are in place
Okay.
that are there. We'll talk about it more next week.
He's just pulling a Tim, trying to sell cards he doesn't have.
Yeah, he is.
That's a classic delay tactic, I believe.
But he purposefully, he's like, oh, I'll send, like, he hasn't been bugging me to pay him for this
Good.
until he has the card. Like, today's like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't have the card yet. So anyway,
Okay. At least he's continuing to communicate. That's a great sign.
One last thing.
Yeah.
This is like a potpourri of all my shit this week. Guys, this is for all of us.
Mm.
And I teased this on the thumbnail.
Yeah, you said potentially our retirement.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big tease.
We would have to parlay what could be in here.
I can make it happen.
Mm-hmm. And that could be our retirement.
All right.
I don't know when this happened. It was one early morning, post
After
treadmill session.
Okay.
Endorphins are high, inhibitions are low. Is that
See,
how that works?
Yeah, early morning for Chad, and you get the same version of Chad either way. He's either running home from a bar 5 miles away, or
Dude,
he's
that
getting
was-
up to run on the treadmill for 20 miles. So either way, he's delirious and happy.
It's true. Tops Now did a thing
Oh.
with Victor Wembanyama when he won the Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
And you could buy some of those cards.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'll take a
I
peek.
know where this is going.
But there are parallels.
Randomly inserted into every Tops Now print. Is where
Exactly.
you're going with this. With a rare chance at pulling any of them that are numbered and potentially they can't be caught. They can be autographed.
Yep. And the 101 is inscribed.
Oh my hell.
So
Can
I
you
bought
imagine?
5 of them.
There's 3 of us.
Yep. And the 2 people who left reviews this week are going to get the other 2.
What?
I was gonna give you crap for that. I was like, you mother effer, you're keeping a couple for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking bought them, Tim.
Touche.
You want to set some dramatic music here while we select?
Yes.
So you guys can select.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna let us select?
Yeah. So
Oh
here they
my
are.
God.
For people who are not watching, they come in these little black sleeve envelopes. Each one, there's 5 of them.
Oh.
Tops Now on the back.
Boy,
Tops Now on the front.
what was your philosophy? It's always the second from the bottom.
Is that what I said?
I think that's what you said.
Ricky selected his. Timmy.
Thank you very much.
Tim's
Doc.
going from the back. If you
This
guys
is
do
extremely
hit a
kind.
numbered one, I just propose that we split the funds when you sell it.
Deal.
And Tim, before you just throw that away in the garbage, give it back to me and we'll give it to a listener. We all know you're not keeping the card, Tim.
So last
No.
If you do
You
keep
don't
it,
know me?
if we do keep it, it's all for you. But if you don't want it, then we'll give it to a listener.
just leave it on the table.
Are we doing this now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I already broke the seal, so
Yeah, go for it.
First.
God, what if he's got a
Unboxing.
parallel?
Oh my God. These are hefty. These are
is
not.
this supposed to be shiny?
Oh,
Rookie of the year. No ink.
no.
No
dice.
ink?
Why is it shiny? Usually Tops Now cards aren't that shiny.
I like it.
I don't know. None of us can see it.
It's a Tops refractor. Yeah. I don't know.
Is it?
Wow, that is
Oh,
a
that is.
beautiful card.
Damn, look at that card. That's a good looking card.
If that's the basic,
Yeah, that looks awesome.
that is so much better than I could have imagined.
Then on the back, you know how they did like the top
Oh,
refractor and everything. Like,
yeah.
there's little Tops.
Let's see, Tim. Let me highlight you here.
Hologram,
Hologram.
kind of overlay. It's like what you'd see on a
Wow,
on
that's a good looking card.
driver's license.
Tim, if you don't mind, show that front again.
No, there's no ink on it. There's nothing to see.
No, that's a beautiful card.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
See, I'll get the glare off there. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm excited.
All right, Ricky.
Here
Let's,
we go.
And there were thousands.
Oh my God! Just kidding.
Same idea.
They are.
I'm so
just-
desensitized, I didn't even move my needle.
I love it. Has,
Even Max is asleep.
it has the little rookie card logo on it with a little
Nice.
basketball. I love that. Do the same thing. Same one. This is going in my PC though.
Sarah thinks someone died down here.
She always does.
Welcome to the show. All right, guys. Let's see
Here
if
we
we got
It's all
anything
up
in
to
here.
you. It's all up to you. No.
No, nothing.
I wonder how many of these got printed. Because
There were thousands. It did say.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 15,000. I want to say that's what the number was. I could be completely off.
Checks out. Math checks out.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think I saw.
Suit the
Oh.
other two.
Are we still talking about PSA later? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw Instagram post that like Wemby has 165,000 cards that have already been graded across various products.
Perfect
Like
transition.
111,000 numbers. 100 and that is right. 111,000. Yeah, talking.
Wow.
Never seen that number before, right? So, but yeah, that's how many gems are out there. Yeah, that's a lot of cards already.
And at
No, Chad, just
What is the
don't say-
significance of 111,000?
Nothing. Oh, it's nothing.
Tim.
I think that was the number I stopped at, like that first night in Vegas. That's why.
See, there was something. There was something.
These nuts. Got him.
If
Got
only. If only. But that's a lot of cards graded. So.
That is a lot of cards.
Yeah, so
Well, I think that's a
15,000 in the sprint
perfect
run.
perfect transition into
Couldn't
the
be
main
better.
part of the show here. 49 minutes in. For
Yeah.
those of you keeping track.
Yeah.
Try every now and
Once
then.
again, what did I do when I first got here? Chad, don't worry. I've got a whole list of new
Tim and I
stories.
every week we're like, dude,
Just chill the F out.
And every week I'm like, yeah, I really need to learn from that. That was really easy. We filled that with plenty of time. And then I come in here the very next week. Oh man, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. What do you have? Do you have any stories? I've got stories. Do you have any stories?
I believe that's called anxiety, Ricky.
Yeah. Chad then has to slap me a couple times and then we start the show.
Yeah. Right on the chest. Yeah, the full woo.
Yeah, Ric Flair style.
Yeah.
I forgot about the stories. You want to talk about the stories? We can do that. Or we could go right into the PSA.
What stories?
Exactly. Tim, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
you dropped in our group chat a
Uh,
little something that said, hey, I've got an idea for the show.
Every now and then we got to try to be a little bit hobby oriented.
So last week,
Yeah.
we put it as the main event. And we went long last week and we get around to it and we say, Tim, do you want to talk about it? And you said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And now here we are another week removed.
Yeah.
Tim, do you want
Yeah.
to talk about PSAs? Most graded cards?
Yeah. So it was 7 cards on the
I
list.
remembered.
Yeah. I almost didn't though. I had to look it up in the car before I came in.
Oh boy.
My memory's not the best. But yeah, 7 cards total on this list. Should we go in reverse order
Sure.
And this is of all time, correct?
of all time? Yeah.
You got that dramatic music again.
Yeah. Let's bring it back. I always worry that I'm overplaying it, but
Oh no, I love it.
as long as you guys like it, I'm doing a show for an audience of 2. 3. Me too.
That's pretty good. I wonder if I could use that on my Dr. Ghost Hunter's background music.
Oh,
Finding
yeah.
the background music is the hardest part of editing.
Oh, I can
It
find
really
it.
is.
I think I have
Yes.
some good songs from Tim's Tales from the Crypt.
That'd be pretty
I can
good.
send you.
I even have a subscription to a background music generator.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Like license free stuff. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's license free once you pay $20 a month. Top 5 in reverse order.
Yeah. Let's cut out the last 2 because I don't remember them. I remember number 6. Do you remember number 7?
Yeah, we have them all right here.
I'll throw it to you guys for number 7.
We've got a cheat sheet.
No. So number 7,
Yeah, that's worth covering.
Mr.
Tim.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Why is he number 7? That doesn't make sense in my mind.
I hate
Especially number 6.
Do you even know what that means?
No.
no.
Mew.
Mewtwo. Pokemon. Did you notice that 3 out of the 7 cards on that list are Pokemon?
I hate Pokemon. And
No, learn something from this, Ricky. Come on, focus.
they should be excluded. They should have their own bracket.
90% of the world or more disagrees with you.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm more sophisticated than 90% of the world, I guess.
That does seem odd to me.
I bet you Aiden knows that Pokemon.
So 550,000 Kobe Bryant's graded.
Yeah.
592,000 Mews graded
That's
for number 6.
That's insane.
I don't even know what a
popular.
Mew is.
Just a little popular.
What is a Mew? Tim?
Mew Mew. Like
He is the
what
cat man.
Thor's, Dark World or whatever. That's what they refer to Mjolnir as.
Okay.
Right? Mew. It's a lot easier to say.
So it's
Mjolnir.
a hammer?
It's a purple creature.
Come on, Ricky, follow along here.
Yeah, just like that reviewer. You guys listening think you struggle to follow through with the logic of the show? Imagine Chad and I, we have a front row seat for this bull ride. We're just holding on for 8 seconds.
I guarantee like 90% of our listeners don't understand who Mewtwo is. So,
All right.
but
All right.
classic villain from the Pokemon realm.
Classic villain.
Uh-huh.
And you've been your daughter is really into these cards, or
Yeah, that was a
little
phase.
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, she's already over it.
Yeah, I think she's over it.
Bummer.
It was fun while it lasted.
But I bet that taught you a little bit about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think just seeing, like I said, through her eyes, through other kids, like just how popular and happy they are talking about it, trading about it, you know?
Yeah, my son loved them as a
Yeah.
kid too. Loved them. So a neighborhood kid tried to steal them, and we had to go to his house and say,
Classic.
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Classic.
Well, but we got those two out of the way, so top 5.
Yeah.
Number 5. It's not LeBron.
Yes, it is.
Oh, he just really did forget. Can you just hand this to him?
Yep. And while I'm handing this
LeBron
to-
James, number 5.
Well, I'm
How many
handing-
cards, Tim?
Oh, I know.
he's like the kid that you're quizzing on a spelling bee.
621K. I didn't remember those numbers.
Okay.
And can I just go on a little tangent here that how big of a, and I like JJ Redick, how big of a joke that hire is, and that is 100% LeBron James. He is making his bed. He's going to continue to struggle, and this is why he's not the greatest of all time. That's all. Thanks for coming to my
5
TED Talk.
bazillion different coaches. I mean, it's like, come on, man.
It just goes to show he's the one running the team.
100%. Right? It doesn't matter who the little talking head is
Yeah.
Right.
on the sidelines. Yeah.
LeBron at number 5 is interesting.
Surprising, right?
So he's at 621,000. We won't reveal the number 1 yet, but number 1 has 1.4 million cards. LeBron is in an era where he had many more products available
Yeah. That's a
than
good
the
point.
person who is number 1,
a good
yet
point.
only has less than half.
Mm.
And I wonder if part of that is the legacy of number 1 has really carried number 1. And maybe when LeBron ultimately does retire, if we're going to see those card grading numbers continue to grow.
Mhm.
Conversely, LeBron's really faded over the past few years. I mean, his title with the Lakers was with an asterisk because it was in a bubble.
Yeah.
Had he retired when he was on top with Cleveland,
Maybe. Be a lot more popular, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean,
Legacy is just a very interesting thing.
yeah. LeBron Lakers, MJ Wizards, right? I mean,
Jordan didn't have to go to other teams to chase titles.
no.
He stayed right where he was.
So
Just saying.
it's just interesting. And I'm going to be curious to see what happens with LeBron on this list as time goes on. I think it will go up once he retires. I do.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
absolutely.
Has to, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure he'll still be in product well after he retires. Well, I guess I
Well-
don't know that with Fanatics taking over, so I shouldn't say that, but it will be interesting to see what he does.
Well, because legacy matters, right? Popularity matters, likability matters. And I think that's what brings us to number 4. You don't like baseball, but a lot of people like this baseball player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really surprising.
I agree.
Being above LeBron, Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw, Ricky, like at trade night, how quickly that auto flew out of your hands.
Oh, I was blown away. Faded as hell.
Yep.
There's a reason my hat's backwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always wore it like Ken Griffey.
You're 100% right. And I
Since
owned
I
all
was
his
a kid.
jerseys. I mean,
Mhm.
everyone loved Griffey.
Oh, yeah.
How could you
I had
not?
his jersey too.
And we'd play the video games with him. Did you
Yeah.
ever play the home run derbies
Oh, of
with
course.
him? Oh,
Of course.
That's fair.
those were great. But I am surprised that there are a lot of really popular Otani. And I guess he hasn't
Nah, he's
been
got-
established
yeah.
as long. Trout.
Trout
I'm
should
surprised.
be. I'm surprised it's not on that list. Yeah.
For as much as you hear about Trout in the hobby,
Yeah.
it surprised me he's not on the top 7.
Right.
Yeah.
His accolades would not suggest that he should be on this list.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. I say that though. Should Griffey be on the list because of his accolades?
Not
He
necessarily.
didn't win a
No.
World Series, right?
No, he
At least
didn't.
not with Seattle.
No, and not with
I
Cincinnati.
don't think Cincinnati he did. Yeah, so interesting. So popularity?
Yeah.
I mean, likability.
Again,
Yeah.
his early era, he would have a couple of sets of cards each year, but not
Yeah.
the volume of sets that we see out in modern day baseball.
I'd be curious to find out how many of those are his upper deck star, right?
Yeah.
Because that was
Oh,
way
yeah.
overproduced. Maybe
Yeah.
that has to play a role.
Has
Gotta be.
to.
It's got to be.
And I recall
Yeah.
during the pandemic, that was a huge card to get graded.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, oh, yeah, if you're going to go
Oh,
after the Jordans, get your
Right.
Griffey. And
Well, our guy Stu, that was his chase card, right?
yes,
Right. That
Steve's
was
got it.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
We had him on the podcast, right?
Isn't
Season
that
one?
crazy. Yeah.
We did.
It's
Yeah.
like a
We had some real bangers on
Yeah.
season 1.
Yeah. What happened?
We had the photographer for the Lakers.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
For the
I'm
NBA.
blanking on his
Andy
name right
Bernstein.
now. Andy Bernstein, yeah.
I know. And his photos are freaking everywhere. You know,
He's a really big deal.
Stu Stone. You know, I won't say the letter list, but some kind of celebrity, right? I mean, like
Stu Stone. I forgot about Stu
Yeah.
Stone. That was awesome.
What the hell were these guys thinking?
I don't know.
I don't think we realized.
We have my dog that barks who comes on the show occasionally now.
We might need to call Mr. Bernstein back up. Say, hey, you want to join us again?
I'm
Because
sure
he would. He said
Nicest
he would.
guy. Nicest guy in the world.
We'll see.
God, he was going to have dinner with us, remember?
Yeah.
He offered.
He did.
He
Offer.
did.
He did offer.
I
Yeah,
forgot
Utah
about
Jazz game and dinner.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
That would have been incredible.
Oh, we'll bring him out for a hockey game. For inaugural
Yes.
NHL. God, I know a guy who has 2 season tickets. One for me and one for my best friend, Andy.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
But get some trade for it.
Derailed
Maybe
here.
he can snap some photos for the show, like our profiles.
He
We can do
sets
some
up a
action
thing.
shots. We'll reenact the Magic Johnson Jordan
That'd be awesome.
post up.
That'd be awesome.
He'd do it. Yeah.
He would.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He was, and he sent us a care package even.
Yeah. Hats.
What a guy.
Signed and everything.
Yeah.
Handwritten letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 3?
Should we just skip over number 3 and number 2? Because Ricky
No,
clearly
they're-
has no
No.
interest.
They're interesting,
They
man.
are interesting.
2 of the top 3.
Does it
Non-sport.
surprise you guys?
It did.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
It did.
I would have
Wow.
expected one of these.
It showed
to be
me that
honest.
I should be much more open to this
Yeah.
than what I think I understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just again taking into account the international market, the age range, and the demographics that this reaches out to, including men our age and hobbyists our age, because we grew up with these cards sitting around in packs and on shelves in stores,
Mhm.
without realizing what we were holding. And number 3, Pikachu.
1 million compared to the 700,000 from King Griffey.
Pokemon just feels like Beanie Babies to me.
Except they're worth money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
touche. I just don't understand it.
Hmm.
But I know who Pikachu is at least.
That's good.
Heard of that name.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu movies. Yeah.
That was an excellent movie. I hate to tell you,
I didn't see
Ryan Reynolds is in it, and
Yeah.
it is fantastic.
It is. It's really good.
After all the bashing I did of people that love Pokemon,
Yeah.
I would watch Detective Pikachu anytime, any place.
Ridiculous, Ricky.
Oh, so good.
Ridiculous. Number 2, not the star of any notable movie, but heavily featured in Pokemon cartoons and in collectors' eyes. The number 1, the only, the OG Charizard.
And this really, in non-sports cards to me, is the equivalent of the Jordan rookie card.
Yeah, It's iconic.
Yeah.
We talked about it, I think, last week that your friend's kid had one that was just beat to
Yes.
hell.
Yep.
And even seeing it, we're like, no, you have to keep this. This is so cool.
It had Scotch tape on it.
Protecting those corners.
And you still say it's better than my Jordan.
Yeah, it is.
You're probably right.
Take
You're
that one to
probably
my
right.
grave, Yeah. Unless you flattened out your Jordan and put in like a clear Scotch packing tape.
Well, it doesn't change the fact that half of it's been removed by bleach.
Yeah, that's true.
Our PSA order has been accepted by PSA. There are a couple of those cards.
Got upcharged?
No, not that have been upcharged. But speaking of, you said kind of prepping the card, like prepping my Jordan and flattening it out.
Uh-huh.
A couple of those went through Timmy's card care service.
No, I will flat out deny such accusation.
As
Well,
will I, and I'm
Are
offended.
you sure?
Yeah,
And I'm offended by the accusation.
that's just unacceptable. I thought,
Are
thought
you
after
sure?
all this time. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
You want to go on to number 1 while I look for something?
Number 1,
Bring us home, Timmy.
You know
the
how many
one,
cameras I own for Dr.
The
Ghost
only-
Hunters?
Michael Jordan.
That makes sense because
Yeah.
he's the greatest.
It does make sense.
He is the
He's the GOAT.
greatest. LeBron is not
He's
the
the
GOAT. Sorry.
Second goat.
Not that much higher than Charizard, though. 1.4 compared to 1.3.
He's going to get surpassed.
I agree.
He's pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, it's mind blowing.
Mhm.
Now, these are all cards across the platform. It's not just one
Player
specific
characters
type.
all
Correct.
time.
Yeah, not rookie cards or anything.
I'm
Except-
assuming they're still making Charizard cards.
Oh, they'll keep
Good
pumping.
luck finding a Jordan card.
Yeah, that's true.
He has said, "Yep, you can find me an upper deck." That's it.
Anyone surprised you guys that was not on the list?
Luca.
Yeah, not yet.
Seriously, you hear about all the hype?
I mean, he's in the six
Ohtani?
figures as far as cards being graded, but it's still like a single or a double digit
Okay.
thing in the front.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm probably too ignorant of it, but yeah, that's who I would have thought. I would have thought Ohtani. I know he hasn't been out that long. Still would have thought
It's interesting to me that there was no
Gretz-
football at all.
no football.
I would have thought Tom Brady might have cracked that
Yeah.
list.
he doesn't have enough Bowman Chrome cards to grade at that population.
I
Like,
see.
People aren't going to send in his other cards. Maybe they should.
I still think there's going to be a day, I don't think it's in the near future, when football is at least going to start to catch up with the number of cards graded as baseball. Shit, I shouldn't say that without researching it.
That's all right. That's who we
Put it
are.
out
Maybe
there.
at least get a football player on here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm pretty surprised at that there's no football, because football sells just about as well as basketball right now. It's right behind it in price points. The
Hobby-wise?
boxes, the
Yeah.
boxes are just as unaffordable. Baseball is the most affordable, and you got a
It's true.
baseball player.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to use the, like football is such an American institution, but
True.
so is mostly
Baseball.
baseball and Griffey being on there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyone you guys were surprised about?
Tom Brady was the only one for me.
Tim?
Yeah, LeBron not being higher. As much as I dislike the guy, he's getting outpaced by a couple cartoon characters.
I think once he retires, I really do think that number will go
And
up.
definitely once he dies.
There's too many people that just hate him.
Well, yeah, so he's going to fade away. He's going to fall off that list, I think.
I don't know, man.
Uh,
People tend to not appreciate enough
in the moment.
in the moment.
That's fair.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? You can cut that dramatic.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you guys ever watch? Were you guys Office fans?
Oh yeah.
There's a moment towards the end of that with Andy Bernard, and he goes up to the camera. He's like, "Do you have a real?" And he said something about you don't know that you're in the good old days until those days are gone.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this show.
Yes.
And speaking of that type of thing of not appreciating that, I want to make sure that each week we're here that we appreciate this. I appreciate you guys, and I want you guys to know
Aw.
Aw,
I
you.
Yeah.
that worms him right here.
Chad, I
Jizz in my pants.
Yeah, it hurts my loins. Yeah.
that. That's what I like about you. That's what I appreciate about you.
well, all right. Are we about ready to pack it in?
I'm all out of packages, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have anything
I'll-
else to open.
I'll save my emergency stories for next week.
I'll put a little tease out there.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, Ricky doesn't want to hear it. It's fine.
No, I do.
No,
Ricky-
just save it for next week. It's fine.
See, these are the hints.
It's fine.
Tim will just sprinkle a little thing, and if you're not paying super close
Yeah,
attention,
It's too late. Window.
No. I'm here for it. Tell
Next
me.
week.
No,
End the show, Ricky.
I will not bring you any dessert unless you tell it.
That's okay. I'll buy my own dessert.
Oh, tell it.
You have a bag full of 7-year-old gummy bears. That
They're
you're
not
bringing
7
with you.
years old. At least 2.
What's the tease, Tim? People
Yeah.
want the tease.
Give 'em to
Number
us.
8.
Number 8.
As I eat and ate a gummy bear.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it's been another fun show for Chad and Tim. I'm Boston Steve's Cream Pie, wishing all of you a one of one night. Well, that was another good show.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I,
Thanks, Hondo. I agree.
What do you say?
Fun show, guys. Thanks. We appreciate the thank yous.
when I reset my camera over here
Mhm.
during the debacle of the first 20 minutes of the show, it makes me look like I'm so short compared to you guys.
I didn't even notice that.
Whoopsie do.
Let's get you a booster seat for
Will
next
you
week.
get me a booster seat? I'd appreciate that quite a bit.
Or an iPhone.
Noticed Tort
Well,
Dan.
we can't do that, remember, because the
Oh, that's
audio.
right,
The audio is
Yeah.
the issue.
Noticed that Tort Dan didn't join us, and just want to tell him.
The only downside, and I'm going to let this YouTube roll here just for a minute.
Do.
The only downside to the YouTube is that he does not get royally pissed off at the cold stops anymore.
No,
Yeah.
we've got to
No.
we've got to figure out a way to up our game.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this. We'll
How can we do
we'll
this?
plan.
To figure out a cold stop for the YouTube too. Then
I mean, once we're done, I could always just end it.
Yeah.
That is a way.
Once I have a good cold stop, that's how we're going to do it.
I like that.
Tort Dan, you've been warned.
Did you watch Monday Night Raw?
No, I'm still behind. I've been watching The Americans. Have you guys watched that?
Fantastic show.
It's amazing.
What is it?
It came out on FX. It's loosely based on a true story, and very loosely
Okay.
The Cold War and espionage.
in the
Oh,
80s.
okay.
And they're Russian spies, Kerry Washington, and I forget the guy's name, but awesome actor.
Oh, yeah.
And
I recognize this guy.
They are they're going against they're from Russia, they're pretending to be Americans, spies, and they're going against the FBI. And they use historical facts.
Mhm.
So like real Reagan's president, the developments are still happening. And it's one of those shows where you cheer for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You do not cheer against the spies.
No, you know,
Cheer for everyone.
that's really
Fantastic. So that's why
Okay.
I've been terrible. I've been binging that on Hulu. Highly recommend.
Okay.
But I will watch Castle. The Castle pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
You've
Clash
been
of the
sending,
Castle?
Yeah, you've been sending me some
Oh,
good
dude,
stuff.
there's been some. Oh my God, the happenings since even then.
Do tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I love going back and watching.
All right. Spoiler alert for
Let's-
anyone who hasn't seen the WWE stuff. Clash of the Castle. Drew McIntyre against Damian Priest for the championship. Drew McIntyre. They go back and forth quite a bit. Damian Priest missed a big jump off the ropes and his foot got tangled. It looked
Whoa.
like his foot was going to snap in half.
Oh,
But Drew McIntyre gets to a point where the ref, of course, gets knocked out and is outside the ring.
of course.
McIntyre, they go back and forth. McIntyre hits him with a claymore and just knocks him on his ass.
I bet they went nuts.
He goes to hook the leg. McIntyre doesn't know that the ref is outside of the ring. The crowd's counting to like 10.
God damn it.
Finally, though, a ref comes sprinting in.
I love that.
Sprinting in.
It's the best. And the
Drew
crowd goes
still
nuts.
has him hooked. 1, 2. Damian Priest dead. Doesn't even move. Ref stops slapping. Circles around. The ref looks at Drew McIntyre.
What?
CM Punk.
No.
Yep. Just to screw him.
What?
Damian Priest gets up, knocks out McIntyre, retains the title.
Oh.
In Scotland to screw over McIntyre.
I bet the fans were going ape shit.
Monday Night Raw rolls around. McIntyre comes out to address it. Quits WWE mid-show. Walks
Oh.
right off.
over it.
What?
Deletes all of his social medias and just left.
Wow.
Dude,
That's a
they
heck
are
of a story.
they are playing this so well because he has been screwed for
Yes.
5 years straight. This guy has been screwed. He was the savior of WWE during the pandemic when they would wrestle in those empty arenas.
He was big.
And he was funny, and he had just won the championship, and then everything goes on lockdown. He has to come out and just talk to an empty auditorium, and he is like just powering through as their champion. And then immediately when the crowd starts coming back, they take it from him, and then they screw him over and over and over again.
I'd be pissed.
Oh, the storytelling's so good.
Seth Rollins came back,
Yes.
and he wanted to be a part of Money in the Bank, of the people to contend for it,
Yeah.
to get a shot at Damian Priest in the title.
Uh-huh.
Damian Priest comes out. No, I'm going to give you a shot at the title at SummerSlam.
What?
So they're wrestling at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Max is
Even
fired
Max
up.
is fired
He's
up
like,
for this.
yeah. At the very end. So I didn't watch this. I just watched all the recaps and everything on social media.
Right.
Very end. Jay Uso. See the one who yeets?
Yeah.
Everyone's yeeting.
Yeah.
Everyone's out there yeeting.
Yeet.
Pat McAfee's yeeting.
Chad Yeaton.
I'm yeeting. All the lights go off.
Do we hear this? Wait a minute.
Fog comes out. The Wyatt 6.
Yes! They finally are bringing him out.
It is the sickest thing ever. Out crawls something that looks like she came from the Grudge or out of the Ring TV.
Uh-oh.
It was Nikki Cross, I
Yeah.
think. And then in the back, they show this video, and all the rest of those guys have like completely destroyed the backstage. There's fog everywhere. It's dark everywhere. It looks like Chad Gable was shot in the head.
What?
He has like a bullet hole looking thing in his head with blood all over the wall.
Oh.
All the producers in the back are like dead, laying on top of themselves and bodies.
Oh.
And the coolest damn thing at the very end, it's Uncle Howdy like dancing, with that little lantern. Creepy as hell. It is so damn cool.
So excited. I know what I'm doing when I get home.
That's quite the recap.
I'm in deep.
Well done. Yeah.
I
For
like
good reason. They are finally bringing back good
it.
storytelling.
Oh, I love it. And you know what keeps popping up on my Instagram reel is Bret Hart from a few years ago, I assume. Just bashing on Triple H. Hunter never had a good idea in his life when he wrestled. Him taking over is going to be the worst thing ever.
Yeah, joke's on you, Brett.
Yeah, joke's on you, man.
Brett is a stroke survivor, to be fair. So
Yeah,
he may not
Fair
be
enough,
running
fair
on
enough.
full energy.
fair enough. So WWE's been great. You're going to have to get at least I'll give you the updates to get caught up so that we can watch SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll definitely be
SummerSlam
ready
would be
for
good.
SummerSlam, and I'll check those out this weekend.
It's pretty good.
All right.
Oh, look, my dog's scooting her butt.
Oh,
on the
that's always
floor.
fun.
That's great.
And I love
Anal
that
gland time.
She just got him a week ago.
Oh,
She
really?
just had her anal glands done.
Oh.
But they both had, so I ordered him cheeseburgers from Shake Shack for Max's birthday. And Sarah got him a pumpkin peanut butter cake. So they both had that. It's going to be disaster
Oh,
tonight.
dude.
Penny's
You are
going to
in-
have an explosion everywhere.
You're in for a night.
Just keep him in the laundry room. Jeez.
Yeah, seriously. Usually we lock him in the bedroom at night.
Yeah.
No.
My favorite thing is
Yeah.
after a dog drags their ass on the carpet. It doesn't matter. My dog does the same thing. They give you a knowing look.
Yeah. They
Like,
know they're
yeah,
doing
I
it.
just got busted.
Yeah.
And it's either what are you going to do about it, guy?
Yeah.
Or, oh, sorry.
No. They just extend it further. Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Oh, man.
All right.
Okay.
You guys know I've gained 10 pounds since I've started running.
No.
Running's not for weight loss, dude.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Pissing me off.
You just eating nonstop?
Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
What's your point, guy?
What's your point, guy? All right. I need someone to go ghost hunting with me though. So this is final call for the people who are watching this in Dallas. If you want to go, I got all the stuff. Sarah just doesn't want me to get
Get dead.
by a demon.
Yeah, so risk your life with Chad. It would be an awesome time.
It's a heck of a sales pitch. Yeah.
If I were going to Dallas, I 100% would be in for this.
We can talk about anything else or we can stop the show. Jason and I have been talking.
Mhm.
So Nicole's been coming ghost hunting with us.
Mhm.
And in so Jamie, who's a part of Dr. Ghost Hunters, tends to hang out with the girls. They just do their thing.
Okay.
So it leaves Jason and I. We may need a consistent third.
Hmm.
Tim has told me in the past he would go if he was chasing a girl.
Oh, I'd go. I'd go. How often do you do it?
I'd go now.
You go now?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I know we've got that thing at the end of September.
We have a thing in September, and you can use Tim and I on an alternating basis.
Yeah, that'll be my test run.
It'll be an audition for both of you.
Yes. A test screening.
Dead. Yeah.
We do topless audition tapes. I'll have you guys know.
Topless. Oh.
Done.
That'll take some.
Or if you're in a size medium overtime card shirt.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Medium. Yep.
All right.
Child's medium.
I've blabbered enough. You guys got anything? I feel like I talked this whole damn show.
No,
Yeah.
you were great. No, I don't have anything.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. We got to come up with a topic for next week. So hit us up on the Instagram. We'll need something.
Yep.
8.
Like it, subscribe it, turn on your notifications. We'll be back next Thursday. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.